This MFL Marmac Coach Conversation brought to you by Havlicek Trucking, Meyer Auto Service, and Birdnow Chevrolet. We're with head coach Dan Anderson. And coach, last week you talked about the need for your team to block better. And granted, I didn't break down any film, didn't see any video of your game, but I went to Varsity Bound, and you had 41 carries for 421 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. I'm not a football expert, but to me that says your kids took the points of emphasis of practice last week to heart. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, they did. They blocked much better than they did the week before. We worked on those fundamentals all week, and we challenged the kids, and they came through. And I think in that first half, every time we had the ball, we went down the field and scored. And defense played lights out too. Sumner Fred's they're a running team too. That's what they hang their hat on. And I think we held them to about 130 yards or something like that, total rushing, somewhere around there in the whole game. And we gave one big play on a pass. But I was very pleased with the way we blocked. I thought the backs ran really hard for us. It was some of the hardest running I've seen our backs do so far this year. And, we still can improve on our blocking, but overall it was tenfold better than it was the week before.
So in the big picture, you didn't get the result you wanted against Waterloo Columbus last week, but it's not whether or not you face some adversity, it's how you respond to that adversity. And at least here in the short term, your kids have moved things in the right direction. Fair statement? Yeah,
they did. They didn't hang their heads for too long. They obviously, we don't like the taste of losing in our mouth, but it was homecoming week. That's always a challenge for any school when you have to work through all those other activities and, the homecoming pictures and all that kind of stuff. And it's always a little bit of a challenge and, just to keep your kids focused all week. But our guys did, and they understood that, the importance of coming back out and playing a good week of practice and having a good ball game, following up that loss to Columbus. Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of the effort that they gave and just the execution the whole game.
Of course, when you put up 43 points and 421 yards on the ground, the offense is going to get a lot of headlines. But you look at the defensive side of the ball, 11 tackles for a loss, 2 takeaways, and holding a team to 6 points. That's a pretty good effort as well. What made your defense work last Friday night?
We had to, you watch your opponent and you find tendencies, and, the percentages don't lie usually. Some coaches have tendencies, and we found that when coming into this game, that Sumner Fred, they ran it at 95% on first down and 96% on second down. And so we had guys up in the box, and we had a couple different defenses that we had called that were specifically, made to stop the run and strong against the run. So we implemented those, and the kids tackled much better this week too. We didn't really let anybody break any tackles, swarmed the ball, probably the best gang tackling I've seen this year too, out of our guys. I mean, there was a lot of times where, we'd have 6-7 guys on top of the one ball carrier. And that's kind of demoralizing for a ball carrier when he's getting hit by 7 guys. And so, I thought, Tristan Kane playing nose guard, he's a 155-pound sophomore, but he leads our team in tackles this year. And, he's got a lot of those tackles for losses and sacks, and he's just a pit bull inside right there. I mean, some people might look at him and think, wow, that's kind of a small, he's a little guy in there for nose guard, but he's just tenacious. And, it all starts right there. It's hard to block that guy. You ask a lot of centers, our centers, they said they'd much rather block a 250-pound guy than just a lightning quick 155-pound nose guard that's tough as nails. And, he's really caused a lot of issues in the middle for us. I thought that, Gabe McHugh played a great game on offense and defense. I thought our DBs did a good job, not only in coverage, but I thought they did a much better job coming up and tackling and helping out and run support too. And of course, Wyatt Powell played a really good game. So there was a lot of guys out there on defense. There wasn't anybody that I was disappointed with. They all played, collectively a great game. And I was just proud of the effort.
And you talk about the tendencies of your opponent. As a coaching staff, do you ever self-scout yourself to kind of see what tendencies that you have and have that information in case you need to break something for a competitive advantage down the road?
Oh yeah, we do that self-scout, and That's why against Osage, we came out in the very first play and threw on first down to start the game, and just to break some of our tendencies. And, different opponents, we do that, those kinds of things. We try to break some of our tendencies with formations, do a lot of shifting and things like that. That caused Sumner Fred a lot of problems. They were calling a strength, and then we were shifting, and then that was causing, causing a little bit of confusion. And then they were playing slow, and it was giving us advantages on where we wanted to run the ball. So yeah, we try to break our tendencies, and we're always aware of that.
And normally at this time, we preview your upcoming game for this Friday night, but unfortunately, there's no game to preview this week. And granted, in the world we're living in, that's been a case for a lot of high school football teams over the last couple of years. But unfortunately, the Pirates aren't going to be able to field the varsity team for the rest of the season. It's disappointing, but how do you approach your team and try to get better without a game to play this week?
Yeah, it is disappointing, but you could control what you could control. It's out of our hands. So this week is just working on our fundamentals again, and it's a good opportunity for us this week to evaluate ourselves, and like you said, do some self-scouting, and and then getting some other kids some reps in case somebody would go down. I mean, in these weeks when you have to get ready and 3 to 4 nights to play a big ball game, especially all the tough competition we play, we often don't get our second and third teamers as many reps as we want. And so this is a good week for us to kind of go back and kind of baby step, go through our different series on offense and run through the plays with multiple kids, stop, walk through it, make sure we're correcting little things, footwork, the little things that make the big differences. That's what we're doing this week. And, it will also shorten our practices up a little bit this week, let these kids out, 20 minutes to a half hour earlier each night, since we don't have a game this week. We'll still have our team dinner on Thursday night. We try to keep this normal as possible. But at the same time, when the kids aren't playing a game on Friday night, it can get to be a long week when they don't have something to look forward to.
And how do you approach Friday in a situation like this? Because most high school football coaches, if you look, even the ones that have coached 30, 40 years, they probably don't have a lot of practice plans for a Friday. How are you planning to handle Friday's practice this week with no game to prepare for?
Yeah, we probably won't practice on Friday. We're probably going to go watch one of our two future, either Beckman or Cascade. We'll take the kids down and a little bit more confidence, on who they have to face here in the last 2 weeks.
All right, Dan, we appreciate the review of last week's game and the preview of your games to come. Keep your kids healthy, and we wish you best of luck as you prepare for the final couple of weeks of the season without a game to play this week.
All right, thanks, Darren.
Dan Anderson, head coach of the MFL Marmac Bulldogs. They got back on the winning track with a 43-6 win over Sumner Fredericksburg last week.